didn't.
Did you know that when she was in the first grade, she refused to speak at school? Mom worked at the elementary school, and every day, Mr. Lewis, her first grade teacher, would report if she had spoken that day. And usually, she hadn't.
Did you know that she competed in the Creed speaking contest as a freshman in high school? Competing in your first FFA competition can be pretty nerve-wracking. But would she let that stop her from getting the districts?
No, she wouldn't. FFA has allowed her to become her own person and given her a voice. Every person in this room has seen her passion for FFA through school visits, camps, banquets, leadership nights, and the events happening on this stage the last 2 days.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of Ohio FFA, your 2012-2013 state president and our little sister, Shelby Faulkner.
Is all I need. I can easily wreck in a day or two what has taken builders a year to do. And I thought to myself as I went on my way, which of these two roles have I tried to play? Am I a builder who works with care, measuring life by the rule and square? Am I shaping my deeds by a well-made plan, patiently doing the best that I can? Or am I a wrecker who walks the town, content with the labor of tearing down? Grandma, quick! Look, I did it! Standing immediately in front of me was my creation. I had created a tower using the blocks that we were given. When I was younger, my grandpa really enjoyed woodworking. And so when he had extra scraps just laying around, sometimes he would make us toys to play with. Our favorite, though, was the set of wooden blocks that we used to create monstrous towers. I had done it. I had created my tower, and I was pretty proud of it. My grandpa taught me at a young age how to properly build a tower, though. So you had to start with a sturdy base, and then continue that support all the way to the top. But unfortunately, my time at my grandparents was coming to an end, and I knew that I had to go home soon. And standing in front of me was one task that I was dreading more than anything. You see, this tower, it seemed like it took hours to put together, and I knew that it had to come down. It took me a long time to build up, but in just a second, it was laying on the ground in pieces before me. As children, it's easy to know if we're building or wrecking. Either the tower is standing tall before us and we're working diligently to make it higher, or it lays in pieces before us. But unfortunately, as we age and go into our teen years and even adulthood, that visible representation just isn't always there. As we grow older, we pack up our blocks and our toys and stick them in the closet. And all that's left before us is a world filled with crazy emotions, scary decisions, feelings and emotions that sometimes don't show our intentions. So what role will we play in the lives of others? others? Or will we simply walk by the boy who's dropped his books all over the floor, laugh along as our friends make fun of someone else, and tell a classmate that they're stupid because they didn't do well on our last test? The choice is ours to make. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Sometimes it's easier to not put the time and effort in. It's easier to not build others up. But again, that's our decision. My grandma Faulkner lived her life as a builder. She was shy, but her actions spoke louder than words ever could. She was well known for her handmade cards that she made and sent to anyone and everyone. If you walked into her office, you would see a small desk sitting in the corner, and on that desk was a book. Inside that book were dates, important dates, birthdays, anniversaries, and anything else that she felt was important. Sitting right next to that book was our most recent church bulletin. With scribbles and drawings all over it, it recorded the prayer requests from the previous Sunday. Each week, my grandma would sit down at her desk and she would look over these lists. She would decide who's in need of her thoughts the most. Then, using pictures, her typewriter, printer-scanner combination, some flowers, and occasionally glitter, my grandma would create cards. She would take them and send them to everyone. This became a normal routine in her life. Last April, my grandma was put in the hospital and eventually the nursing home. Since she wasn't home, she couldn't make these cards, let alone send them out. Quickly, people took notice. For individuals like my sisters and myself, who had been receiving one card each week for as long as we could remember, we were stopped in our tracks. Honestly, I never even realized how important these cards were to me, or how much better they made me feel, until they stopped coming. Last April, my grandma passed away. At her visitation and funeral hours, though, hundreds lined up out the door to pay their respects. One individual in particular came in with a stack of cards, 30 or so. As she approached my family, she told us that these cards had been sent to her parents, who had been stuck in their home and had been having many health issues. My grandma sent them cards as frequently as she possibly could. These cards had given them the strength to fight their battles. After searching through items in my grandma's home, we came across this huge stack of file folders. As we began to look at them, we noticed that each folder had a picture of one of her cards and then names listed. There were so many cards, as you can see. These cards with the names represented all of those individuals whom my grandma had impacted. Hundreds of names that had been touched by her. My grandma was known as a builder of others to everyone. I try to live my life just as she did, showing others that they're important and that they should believe in themselves. But there's a side of both my grandma and myself that not many people know. While we find it easy to build others, we sometimes doubt ourselves and don't trust our abilities.
Shelby, you just aren't good enough. Why would you ever think that you would be? She could do way better than you. You're just going to let everyone down. Why would you ever think that you could be successful? There is no way that you will win. Why don't you just give up now?
I am my biggest enemy. I have trouble believing in myself. It's a problem that I have, but I'm working abilities. I'll never forget our first officer meeting this past summer as I sat with my teammates and we were practicing our introductions. I stood up confidently. I knew this, I could handle it, and I was doing well. Hi, I'm Shelby Faulkner, and then it went downhill. And I'm serving as the 2012-2013 state president. I stopped right there. I knew that something had to change, and that something was the lack of confidence that I had in myself. I am a wrecker of myself. I don't believe in my abilities, and it's a problem that I have. So often, others try to build me up. But I can stop that building and tear it down immediately. I am a wrecker of myself. And when I feel at my lowest point, I'm taken back to my senior year of high school. Serving as my FFA chapter's president, I could be found in the ag room more than any other classroom. I even served as a student aide in one class. That class in particular was the freshman class, so I got to watch them grow and develop throughout the year. These students came in not knowing anything about the FFA and not much about agriculture, but they left being able to recite the creed, having a passion for our industry, and even participating in FFA events. It was great to watch these students grow. But the year quickly came to an end. It was time for our annual banquet, and officer elections were already here. Applications were sent out, and students quickly filled them out and submitted them. The list of candidates was before me, and as I looked through it, I wasn't too surprised. It was of the usual length, and not too many surprising names. And then I reached the end. Joe. Joe was a boy in that freshman class where I served as the student aide. He was shy and honestly not the most popular student. Each day, Joe would walk into class with a huge stack of books. He would plop them down on his desk, and immediately I would hear comments from his classmates. Joe, seriously, you haven't figured out how to use your locker yet? It's the end of the year. Come on, man. Joe's classmates were less than supportive of him. And yet he was running for office. The meeting quickly came, and all the candidates were standing before us. Each was given a prompt, and then had to answer in front of our chapter. They were all doing great. And Joe was up next. I was so excited for him. He stood up confidently. I was so proud. But then, he lost his train of thought. And again, his classmates left. Joe finished his speech and sat down. The end of the meeting came, and the officers were announced. Joe's name wasn't on that list. I knew that Joe had the potential to be a great officer. Throughout the year, I watched him support his classmates. He had built them up. Whether it was lending them a pencil, helping with a project, or just listening, he was always there for them. Why couldn't they have seen that in him too? I was nervous to approach him, but I saw him at the back of the class, so I made my way there. As I approached though, I noticed something interesting. Joe was smiling. That boy, who had just been defeated, was smiling. As I walked closer, he stopped me and he said, "Shelby, don't worry about it. I'm gonna run again next year." But can you believe that I actually spoke in front of all of those students? Joe serves as a reminder for myself to not only build others, but to also build me. While Joe was defeated, wasted and could have focused on only the negatives in his life, he chose to pick out the positive aspects and build himself up. Joe didn't have much support, but he believed that he could make a difference. Even though I know I have a supportive family and an amazing network of friends that are always behind me, I doubt myself. I tear myself to pieces. Whether it's a speech, a workshop, or even homework, I'm never happy with me. I lack confidence and don't trust myself. Joe, who didn't have support, believed in himself, so why can't I? Building ourselves and others goes hand in hand together. While it's important that we focus on building others up, it's equally as important that we focus on building ourselves. As children, it was easy to know if we were wrecking or building. Even the tower stood tall before us, or it laid in pieces on the ground. But as we grew older, that physical representation just isn't always there. Why even chance wrecking? Instead, let's support one another. Let's focus on the strengths that we have and not tear others down. Instead, let's focus on what we can do together. And I thought to myself, as I went on my way, which of these two roles have I tried to play? Am I a builder who works with care, measuring life by the rule and square? Am I shaping my deeds by a well-made plan, patiently doing the best that I can? Or am I a wrecker who walks the town, content with the labor of tearing down? Build or wreck? Only we can make that decision.
Shelby, although this year from time to time you may not have been the best at getting us from place to place and knowing the direction, you certainly knew the direction that our team needed to head in. I once heard an advisor say that you were a true president of the members, and I cannot agree with that statement anymore. You just showed us you are a builder. You built up Ohio FFA members. Through your personality, you have the ability to instantly connect with anyone within seconds of meeting. Your goofiness has left me and so many people out here laughing to the point of crying dozens of times. Shelby, I am blessed to be able to call you our association's leader, a teammate, and more than anything, a great friend. Ohio FFA, please help me in congratulating your 2012